everyone. Thanks for joining us today. In this session, we're going to be talking about CloudDirect and taking your self-managed implementations to Guidewire Cloud. I've got Blair Pyle and Mike Laconico with me, and we're part of the cloud transition team at Guidewire, which means we get to spend our time thinking of how we can make it easier for our customers to go to Guidewire Cloud. And this is where CloudDirect comes in. So Blair, I'm going to start with you. We've done a few sessions introducing CloudDirect to our customers and our partners and others. And I remember after one session, someone asked me for a follow-up because they wanted to know if CloudDirect was truly something different or just, and I quote, a marketing gimmick. So let's clear that up right off the bat. What is CloudDirect and how is it different than what we had before?
Sure. So CloudDirect is our way of taking our existing InsuranceSuite version 8, 9, and 10 customers straight to the cloud. Previously, we had said that our customers had to stop off at version 10. This is no longer the case. They now have a direct path.
That's right. It's like taking an express train to Guidewire Cloud.
It is. And with CloudDirect, customers that are on versions 8 and 9 can actually get to the cloud faster.
Yeah, which is great because most of our customers are on versions 8 and 9.
And for those customers that are on versions 8 and 9, they actually have a choice, right? They could stay self-managed and upgrade to InsuranceSuite 10, or they can go to Guidewire Cloud with CloudDirect. I want to spend a little time on this because I think that many of our customers are at this particular decision point right now. Why should our customers go to Guidewire Cloud now directly instead of upgrading to InsuranceSuite 10?
Well, much like taking a journey by train, you'd rather go direct as opposed to have to transfer it to a station. Not that it only takes longer, but you also get tired. Sometimes you're just sitting around and even that makes you tired. It's a very real thing with upgrades, upgrade fatigue. Your family wants to get off and do their own thing and do what's next, as opposed to just sitting there doing the upgrade project.
This is true. I know I always try to take a direct flight when I travel. And then there's the aspect of the release train. In the cloud, the releases will be more frequent and they'll come in smaller chunks. And this is pretty different than what we have in the self-managed world, because in the self-managed world, we'd have a release come out and then there would be a major version upgrade. And it was really a while before we were able to see business benefit from that new version.
That's definitely a true story. When you look at our self-managed customers and when they do a major version upgrade, that upgrade train is only coming once every 5, maybe 6 years. But the business isn't going to sit around and wait for new features to come along. They're going to have to implement what they need on the version that they're on. So when that upgrade train finally shows up, any new features that are in there have probably already been implemented. So that upgrade is actually taking you to somewhere you've already been as opposed to where you're trying to go.
That's the problem we're trying to solve. More frequent updates with faster access to the new features that are all focused on helping our customers engage, innovate, and grow efficiently.
And some of these features are really exciting, like being able to launch products fast and being able to leverage closed-loop analytics for data insights. Now, it's been said that some of these features could make it back to InsuranceSuite 10. Has this changed?
We understand that conflicting priorities may delay customers from immediately going to Guidewire Cloud. So we're committed to supporting and even updating our self-managed releases. With that said, it's becoming clear that the value that Guidewire can offer cloud customers will far outpace the value we can provide to our self-managed ones. We believe cloud is the future, and the planning for that transition should start now.
And this transition to Guidewire Cloud, it would be our customers' last upgrade, wouldn't it be?
Definitely. Let's make this cloud transition your last upgrade. Once you're in Guidewire Cloud, cloud updates are owned by Guidewire, and we'll apply them to you once every 12 months. So it's certainly more frequent, and you'll have access to the new features available to you. So instead of spending all that time focusing on an upgrade and your business being held up, waiting for an upgrade to happen, you can actually spend their time not worrying about the upgrade and learning to implement those new features.
So to recap, we recommend that our customers go to Guidewire Cloud directly now for 3 reasons. Number 1, you can make this next upgrade your last upgrade. Number 2, once you're in the cloud, you'll get frequent updates and be able to benefit from new features as soon as they are released. And number 3, with new features like being able to launch products quickly, you'll be able to accelerate your business growth and innovation. Now that's the why, so let's talk about the how. If a customer is planning an upgrade to InsuranceSuite 10, and maybe they're already on their way to InsuranceSuite 10, How do things change if they decide to go to Guidewire Cloud instead?
A lot's the same. The upgrade mechanics are the same. You still need to do code merge, and you still also need to upgrade your database. So you'll follow a lot of the same methodology our customers have followed before. The real difference here, the one difference, is that our customers need to apply the Guidewire Cloud standards and optimizations to their code.
Let's talk about that a little more. The word standards can sometimes worry customers. They're concerned that that means that they'll have to lose their secret sauce or what differentiates them from other insurers. Mike, do we have some examples that we can share on the standards to help allay this concern?
For sure. Cloud standards are essentially best practices that have now turned into requirements that our operations, upgrades, and security teams can stand behind. There's a couple of different categories, so let me walk you through some of them. The first category is with respect to code hygiene. So some examples include use of deprecated methods that have since been replaced, which we want you to move to the new way of doing things. Also, maybe having unused code to clutter up your configuration is another example. The second category would be around logging and error handling. So examples include maybe you have no logging, or maybe the severity is mislogged. You've got something that is logging as a severity 1, but which it really isn't. So these are a couple of examples of that. The third category of cloud standards involve integration patterns. So some of the patterns that are part of the recipe for integrations on self-managed are changed when you move to cloud. So having an integration database and how you work with that, and having to move them to web services is an example. The fourth category is around performance. So we look for anti-patterns, things you shouldn't be doing that cause performance issues in production, as an example. So these are things like unbounded queries, select star from claims, or select star from accounts. This is going to pull back so much information that it's going to cause performance issues. And the last category we've got is around PII. So let me give you a combination of logging and PII. Maybe you're logging messages on your system logs that have the insured's name and their policy number, both considered to be PII, which we shouldn't be doing. So your secret sauce is safe, and Guidewire honors your secret sauce.
The key thing to remember is that it's much more about how the code is technically implemented as opposed to what it does functionally. Code standards are like a building inspector. We don't care if you're building a 3 or 5 bedroom house, but we do care about the materials you use and that everything meets regulation.
So what about the data? I assume that needs to move to the cloud as well.
Yes, it does. The data needs to get up to the cloud. We'll take a copy of the database on go live weekend and upgrade it with the application.
Some of our customers have been with Guidewire for a while and have a pretty big book of business on our platform, so their databases are probably pretty large. Do we have any concerns with this and the time it might take to move their databases to the cloud?
Yes, the database size does play a larger part in the approach of moving it to the cloud. We strongly recommend the customers use AWS Direct Connect to speed up the transmission. Other approaches are available if the customer requires a low downtime option.
And how does Aurora fit in here?
That's the database technology we use in the cloud. Your data will undergo a conversion as part of the transition. Guidewire will perform this.
Okay, so that's a good segue to the next topic. Guidewire will perform the conversion from to Aurora, but what about the rest of the project? If we're talking about the express train, then who can customers take this trip with?
As we noted earlier, cloud transition mechanics is very similar to self-managed upgrade mechanics. So Guidewire or its systems integrators who have earned the self-managed upgrade specialization are best suited.
We're focusing a lot on the upgrade here, but what we're doing is actually a technical upgrade. And that means that we're trying to get our customers' implementations onto Guidewire Cloud as quickly as possible. After they're on the cloud, our partners are also very well positioned to help unlock the true potential and business value of our platform through the enablement and adoption of cloud features.
That's definitely true. As you can see, a lot of our SIs are ramping up in their cloud certifications for their resources and getting ready to help customers adopt those new features on Guidewire Cloud.
So Blair, for our customers who are starting to plan this trip, and maybe they're taking it later this year or maybe next year, is there any prep work that they could be doing now? And what would we say is the number one thing they can do to prepare for their trip to Guidewire Cloud now?
We would strongly recommend that they start adopting our cloud standards. By adopting those now, there's less they'll need to do when they're ready to move to Guidewire Cloud.
And where can customers find out more about these cloud standards?
All of our standards are published on docs.guidewire.com. You'll be able to search all of our standards quickly and easily there. You'll need Guidewire Community Access though.
We have a lot of standards out there. Is there a way that customers can get a sense of which standards are applicable to them and what they need to optimize for now?
Our customers can get a cloud upgrade estimate. This is an assessment of the code and will produce an initial optimization backlog. It will also provide an initial estimate for what it will take to get to the cloud.
That sounds useful. How do they get a cloud upgrade estimate?
They can work with their Guidewire account representative. We'll need a copy of their configuration and other information your account representative can walk through with you.
That's the number one thing customers can do now.
All right, those are all the questions we have for today. I want to thank Blair and Mike for joining me. I hope this session was useful and you're ready to hop on the express train to Guidewire Cloud. And if you do, you can make your next upgrade your last upgrade, benefit from new features as soon as they're available, and with these new features, you can engage, innovate, and grow efficiently. And remember, the number one thing you can do to prepare for this trip now is to get a cloud upgrade estimate. So get in touch with your Guidewire account rep today. Thank you for your time today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference. All aboard! Next stop, Guidewire Cloud.